Cheers, everybody. Yes, I am here. Hold on a second. I got to do all my stuff because the Facebook stuff doesn't really go in my favor sometimes. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Live. Okay, come over here. Do this. All right, Facebook. There we go. Gotcha. Save it over there. Good. Got the comments going. Put this in the comments. Want to join me over there? Come over to this one. Hit boom. There you go. All right. So looks like we're raring to go. Man, I'm getting better at this. All right. So first of all, whiskey. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say a few things about the whiskey, but maybe I won't right now. Let me see. Cheers. Some good stuff right there. Yeah. Yes, this is a funky glass tonight. Why? Because I first one I grabbed out of the glass cabinet. Ah. Tonight's beverage is, let's just say it's not store bought. All right, we'll just leave it at that. It is not store bought. So, my gosh, we have a lot of stuff going on. Whew, mercy, mercy, mercy. I just got done watching the NASCAR race, the Coca Cola, Coke. I guess this year it's Coke Zero, sugar free Coke Zero. I think it's called the 400, and it was a pretty good race. I didn't mind the outcome because I like Chris Buescher. I like that. I was hoping, and I can't believe I'm saying this, and I'm not, and I repeat, I am not a fan of this gentleman, but I was hoping that Chase Elliott would win it, or Eric Almirola, or one of a dozen other people would win it, be a first time winner this year, so Bubba would not get into playoffs. Yes, I am not a Bubba fan. And if you want me to go into details as of why, I can. But Bubba made the playoffs, so congratulations. I got to give credit where credit is due, unfortunately. But Bubba made the playoffs. Good job, Bubba. Those lights are right in my eyes. If I do that, then you can't see me. Hey, you know what? With the hat, I got to get a new Puma hat. You know why? This has been through the washer a couple of times, and I love my Pumas. Absolutely love them at St. Joe's College. But unfortunately, this hat has been it's a good, I don't know how many years old. It's a good 10 years old, close to it. And I love my Pumas, St. Joseph's College. For those joining me for the first time, let me tell you, I do what I call triple casting. And that's a term I use. It's not an industry term whatsoever when this live streaming stuff. I'm on Facebook Live. I'm on Twitch, which is live streaming, and I am on YouTube Live. Those are the three lives that I am on right now. And if you're here for the first time, again, thank you. Hey, check this out. Oh, I keep hitting everything. Check this out over here. Wait, you like my new digs? You like that, huh? My new background, if you will. That and it used to be. I'll show you what it used to be, and I can still put it there. Okay, wait a second. I used to have this one, and I changed it to this one. All right, so tell me what you think. What do y'all think about that? Pretty different, huh? So anyway, so the race it had a great big wreck. I don't know, about halfway through there. I mean, horrific. It took out nearly half the cars, and it was horrific. And this is the kind of racing that you do over in the Daytona and Talladega at the restrictor plate racing. That's just the kind of racing you do at those places. That's what happens. And then with a few laps to go, this was wow. I think he flipped over, and I'm talking over barrel roll, basically. I think I counted 12 times. They didn't say officially, but I was trying to count on the replays. And last name Pierce. I think his first name was Eric Pierce. It was horrific. His car just went airborne, and he was just flying. And these cars are not designed to do that. And they keep putting more and more safety features on there, which they should, which they have done a fantastic job of doing. They being the NASCAR and the NASCAR Association, NASCAR crew, and all that stuff. They've done a fantastic job with safety, and they keep improving it. But and how this car got airborne like it did is beyond me, and even the commentators couldn't understand how that happened, but it did. And he did not walk away from it; he was stretchered away from it. So that's a good sign. All right, and if you saw the wreck, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I don't have all the what was that? Don't have all the final results of the race in front of me, but Chris Buescher won, which I'm tickled to death about the Chris Buescher one. I like Roush Fenway Keselowski racing now. I could do without the Keselowski part of it. I loved it when it was Roush racing back in the 20 years ago. Loved Roush. Jack Roush is a class act all the way. And now the Chris Buescher, I've been a Chris Buescher fan for the last couple of years. He hasn't had the best success, but he is coming on strong now when he needs it. Won 3 of the last 5 races, so that's great for Chris Buescher. Keep it up, Chris. And poor Chase Elliott didn't make it. And again, I was rooting for him. Oh man, I hated to do that. So my buddy Kenny, if you're watching, I was rooting for your guy. All right. Okay, so I went to the Pat Benatar concert last week. Yes, I did. I'm telling you what, I have been a Benatar fan since high school. I used to purchase all their albums and or CDs and or cassettes. And then after, which album was it? Let me think here. It was after the True Love album. It was True Love CD. I didn't buy any more after that. Which, by the way, the True Love CD is fantastic. Why she didn't play any songs from that is beyond me. She didn't play a lot of the songs I wish she would have played. And the playlist that she had, and I did not know this, and I think I would have known this, but I thought most concerts or when artists go on tour, I thought up until about a couple of years ago that every venue that they played was different because I always thought they played to the crowd. I didn't think they had specific sets and do it A, B, C, and D and choreographed already. Apparently they do. And so I went out and I found the playlist that Benatar did, and it was Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. All right, Neil Giraldo. That's her husband, and that's the tours, both of those. And they called the tour. Wait a second, I'll tell you. They called the tour the Funtastic 2023 Concert Tour, and the Funtastic Tour, and it's more of a 70s type throwback. It had the psychedelic backdrop type thing. So I found an older playlist, an older one from a few weeks ago that somebody put up there, and she went exactly like this playlist and almost said exactly verbiage for verbiage, word for word that she did. So I will tell you the songs that she played and whether I agreed with the songs or not. And when I say agreed, I mean not my personal favorites of hers. There's several other songs I wish she would have played, but she started off with All Fired Up. Thumbs up to that one. I liked All Fired Up. I thought it was one of her better songs. I wish it would have got more airtime. What the heck? Oh, sorry about that. I don't yawn all night long. It's like I sit in this chair and I start drinking the whiskey, and all of a sudden the yawns start coming. That's just the weirdest thing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Pat Benatar's playlist. Tell you what, hey, I can do this. Oh, I know what I'll do. We can look at this together, can't we? Yeah, I can do this together. Yeah, so you just okay. Well, let me do this. I'll present. I can share my screen. Do that one. Boom. Share the screen. There we go. Okay. But then I got to do this. There we go. Okay. All right. Let me come over here so I can see it in case anybody says anything here. Okay. So there we go. All right. So you can see my cursor. Can you see my cursor? I don't know. Okay. So here we go. So that's the backdrop that they had. All right. And I got this from the website newjerseystage.com. Okay. And I do not know who wrote it, and I'm not going to go find who wrote it. So deal with it. She started up with All Fired Up. Again, thumbs up, like that song, All Fired Up. Then they went into the song Sex as a Weapon. Not the best, but they needed to do stuff from the Invincible album because they or was that from Seven the Hard Way? I don't know if that was one of those two, but they have a new musical coming out on Broadway. It's called Invincible. So I am sure they needed to do a few songs from Invincible. Hi Lori, did I like the Mill, the venue? Oh, I thought the venue was fantastic. I'd never been to the venue. It was, and for those watching or listening, this was in Terre Haute, Indiana, and it's a place called the Mill. It's an outdoor venue, lawn seats only everywhere. Bring your lawn chairs and stuff. I thought it was great. It was fantastic. It was brutally hot. The concert started at 8:00. I got there around 6:30ish or so. It was brutally hot, but once the sun went down, it was fine. I did like the venue. It was good. The acoustics were great, and I sat in the not the VIP section, but the first section back, so I had pretty good seats. Okay, then she went from Sex as a Weapon to We Live for Love. Okay, all right, I'll give her that. It was okay. We Live for Love was okay. Again, not the best songs I would have chosen for this, but I can understand because they're trying to go back to that time era and also stay relevant so people can they can get people excited for their what's it called, their Broadway show. Okay, then this guy says the crowd hoots and hollers, and Benatar, who is now 70 years old, exclaims, "It's so good to see you. We're still in this first week of the tour." Well, this was back when this guy wrote the review, but this is now they're at the end of the tour now, because I guess they toured with Pink for a while, and then they said they have a few other venues before they close it out. And they have been doing music for 44 years, and they've been married, her and Neil, Pat and Neil, for 41 years. They're celebrating their 41st wedding anniversary, and are finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is way overdue. And she then performs a song called Girl from the Rock album from 2001, in which she insists, you got to do it for yourself. I do believe this is from an album called Go, and this was the first album I did not buy. This album came after the True Love album. So I've heard it, but I don't know much about the Go album, as they call it. And then her and Neil, they basically got together and started doing their version of We Belong, which is a great song. I loved the version that they did on TV a couple of years ago, where it was just her, Neil, and a piano. It was fantastic. I wish they do that version over and over. That was a fantastic version, but the song is beautiful, and the way they did it, performed it was great. So I'm happy with that. After that, and according to this review, she says this next song is a very personal song. And she said the same thing at the concert I went and saw, at the venue I went and saw, and her and Neil, he switches over to a different guitar. Yep, he did that as well, according to them, and they did the song "Promises in the Dark." I think this was on their album "Precious Time," I think. Which, by the way, that album got me through college. There you go. All right. And I could tell that story another time. But Promises in the Dark, I have to go back and look at her discography a little bit. Discography. My gosh, I'm tongue-tied tonight. All right. Then she says, y'all have someone in your life who is a catastrophe. This song is about that person. She almost said that word for word at our concert as well. And from the rock ballad, emotional rock ballad, Dirty Little Secrets. And then she went from that one, she went into the song Invincible. And if you didn't know, there was a movie called Invincible, The Legend of Billie Jean. And it's pretty good. And this was the theme song to that movie. I might have to watch that movie again sometime. Oh, she also did the theme song from a movie, The Secret of My Success, which was a Michael J. Fox movie. Benatar did that song too. I bet you didn't know that, did you? No. Okay. And so went to Invincible. So I'm still reading from the guys. What's this thing called again? Review. That's right. Benatar vocalizes using her falsetto voice on the theme from the 1985, The Legend of Billie Jean. Yep, Invincible, Legend of Billie Jean, like I just said. And at the conclusion, fans call out, "We love you, Pat. We love you, Neil." Yeah, there's a lot of that going on too. I had the most obnoxious people sitting right in front of me, but thank goodness they ended up leaving and going someplace else. But shut up and quit just doing stuff right in front of me. You know, I understand you're there for the concert and having a good time, but you're being obnoxious. And then, okay, back to the review. Then, because his review is following exactly the same script that she did at our place. Then she went into one of my favorite songs of Pat Benatar's, Shadows of the Night, which they did a different version of it. At first, I was like, no, I want the regular version, but I like this version. It was great. It was kind of acoustically. He played Neil played a rhythm guitar, and they did it acoustically, and then from that they went right into Hell Is for Children, which is, I understand they're trying to make a point, they're trying to send a message out there. I get it, but not the kind of song I'd put out there. You know, I understand trying to do the message, but maybe I'm just looking at it differently. But nah, I wouldn't have put that one out there. Hell's for Children. Then she goes back to a 1980 remake of the Rascals 1966 set, You Better Run, which, by the way, if I recall, and I think she said this during the concert too, and this is a trivia question, they're the first two songs ever to be played on MTV. One was from, it's called The Video Killed the Radio Star, from the I forget who sings that one, but the second one was You Better Run by Pat Benatar. Remember that. All right. Let's see here. So You Better Run. You better run. You better hide. And then let's see. Oh, then highlights of the show, and Pat Benatar's live rendition of her 1983 million seller, Love Is a Battlefield. Yep. We are strong, heartache to heartache. We stand, no promises, no demands. Yeah, she's saying Love Is a Battlefield. And see, she dances as the band rocks, and Geraldo electrifies with the rhythmic guitar solo. Yeah, he did that too. Yeah, in ours. Let's see. The crowd stands and cheers as Benatar and company leave. That's right. They end that song, then they leave. Like, okay, they're coming back for an encore, of course. And I cannot believe they did this encore. Of all the songs they get to choose from, they did this as an encore, which I did not agree with at all. It's not that I dislike the song. I wish they would have picked one of their own, but this is a remake of the Beatles' Helter Skelter. I didn't care for it. I wish they would have done their own. And then let's see here. Let's see. Benatar plays tambourine as a guitar. Wait a second. The stage, but soon return for. Yeah. Then they played a song by Everybody Lay Down, which was from which album was that? Inamorata. Everybody lay down, lay down, lay down. Everybody lay down, everybody lay down. I think that was from that one, but I'm not 100% sure which album that was from. I got to go back and look then. And then they played Heartbreaker. Yep. Heartbreaker, Dreammaker, Love Taker, Don't You Mess Around With Me. And then I didn't understand this. And I read this review, and I'm like, they did the exact same thing. They went into a version of Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire. Huh? I didn't understand that. And then they left. They did that when they left, and then they finished out that with Heartbreaker. And that's how they basically finished out the show. All right. Did they rock it? Yeah. Can you tell her vocals weren't what they were 30 years ago? Yeah. And I don't think that has as much to do with her age as it has to do with she's been on tour with Pink and doing a lot of solo stuff for the last several months. So I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. Hey, Bill. As I'm talking about, Bill, the concert I was at, I on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have gave it 6.5-ish. And just for the fact that the weather was kind of it was hot and it had nothing to do with the concert. So I let me back up a little bit. I should not count the weather as part of the concert. So I'll give it a solid 7, 6.5 to 7. And that's personally because I didn't care for a lot of the songs. I shouldn't say I don't want to say I didn't care for them. I wish you would have played different songs. Personally. Matter of fact, I will tell you what songs I wish you would have played. Let me find out. Pat Benatar discography. Here we go. Her discography, all her albums. All right. So let me get rid of that. Put me back over here. All right, second here. How can I do this? There. Okay. Hey, if you're here for the first time joining me, check it out over there, huh? New digs. Buy me a drink or cup of coffee. Go to andrewpaletto.com/drink. You can buy me a drink over there. Okay. So, Pat Benatar discography. In the Heat of the Night. Oh, I wonder if I click on something here, if I can. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, if I click on the albums, I wonder if they can give me a song. Wait a second here. Oh, yeah. All right. So, In the Heat of the Night was her first album in 1979. Heartbreaker, they played it. I Need a Lover. I do believe this was after John Cougar did it. If You Think You Know How to Love Me, good song. In the Heat of the Night, I don't care for that too much. My Clone Sleeps Alone. I do believe, if I recall reading that once, that was the first song that she wrote for herself. And We Live for Love. Yeah. Rated X. Love that song. Love that song called Rated X. That and Don't Let It Show. Those are two songs I wish you would have played. Hardly anybody knows those songs unless you're a real Benatar fan. I'll give you that. Then I went into Crimes of Passion. 1980 Crimes of Passion. Treat Me Right, You Better Run. Oh, here's another trivia question for you. A lot of times, especially in the older movies, if a song is featured in this, and I don't want to say featured, but is in the movie, they used to try to get the album or cover of the album or a picture of it or something on the screen somewhere. Okay. In the movie, An Officer and a Gentleman. Okay. If you're a fan of Officer and Gentleman and you didn't notice this, go back and see it. There was a segment in there where they used the song "Treat Me Right" from the Crimes of Passion album, and in another scene when they were getting ready for the party somewhere, and this is before CDs and this is before cassettes. They were who's ever putting on this party within the movie, carrying a bunch of records and albums in their hand. And the only one you can see was the Crimes of Passion album. Go check that one out. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. she doesn't play anymore because she thinks it promotes gun violence. All right, we won't get into that one either. This is the one with Hell is for Children's on this one. Okay. And one of my favorite, if not the most favorite Benatar songs of all time, Wuthering Heights. Love that song, especially the way she does it. It is a remake from who did that? Kate somebody, I forget who. She has a real high pitched voice. I thought Benatar knocked out of the park with this one. Very rare to find, but there is a couple of times she did this live at a concert long time ago, and people actually filmed it, and you can find them on YouTube. Fantastic. There's also a little trivia here. Also, I follow on YouTube. What is her name? Crying out loud. Live from Earth. There's a page called Live from Earth, Pat Benatar and Beyond. And this is a Pat Benatar tribute type band type thing. And who is the Jill Marie Burke? We're actually personal friends. We never met. I just befriended her and we're friends. But she has a version of Wuthering Heights. You can find it on YouTube. Fantastic. And I tell her all the time, I wish you would. I just love it. Okay, so great. So that's from that album. All right, next album. Here we go. Next album. What is that? I don't know what that is. Precious Time. Probably, I don't know if this is my favorite album. Probably it's not my favorite, but this is the one which got me through college. I used to play this on CD version as I did my math homework. And by the time I was a senior, I couldn't do math without this playing in the background. And it had to be on the CD player. It had to be on shuffle. Had to be on shuffle because if I did it in order, it just wasn't right. Shuffle, basically, you did whatever song came up. This album got me through it. And here's the funny thing. 20, 30 years later, I'm having to do an Excel spreadsheet for somebody on a computer because back when I was in college, I don't think it existed. And I don't know much about Excel. And I was stumped trying to figure out a couple of the math calculations and how to do something. I was racking my brain for 2 or 3 hours. I say, you know what? Let me just see if I can do this Pavlov's dog type thing. I got the album, put the CD player in, and I'll be damned if within a half hour if I didn't finish it up playing this CD in the back. It's a mental trigger, I guess. Promises in the Dark, Fire and Ice, Just Like Me, Precious Time, another good one. Take It Any Way You Want It. I like that one. This is when the Helter Skelter was on that one. Okay, yeah. That's one song I didn't care for on the album. I'll be honest with you on that one. Didn't care for it. All right, Precious Time. Go through here. Have a couple interviews. What is this? In concert, Pat Benatar. Getting Nervous was her 4th album. This is one of my favorite songs. Like I said, Shadows of the Night. That was released. Wuthering Heights wasn't released to the public, but Shadows of the Night, one of my favorites of all time. Fight It Out. Oh, the lyrics to the song Fight It Out. Fantastic. What's that one lyric? Oh, gosh. I don't know why I'm losing it right now. You got to fight it out. You got to fight it if you tear your apart. All right. Now you got me right here. Benatar, Fight It Out lyrics. Gosh darn it. You gonna say you feel like you're cheating? Okay. Yes, advice. Can't change the past, so why let it haunt you? Can paint the future, but first you gotta want to. That is such a powerful line. Love that. Pat, great. All right, and the rest of the album, it was all right, but it was a Get Nervous album. Let's see here. Then they had a Live from Earth album. Basically, it was just Live from Earth. It was a live album. I don't think they had any new songs on that. Wait a second, did they? Fire and Ice. Yeah, that one that had Love is a Battlefield on there. Yeah. Okay. So there's that one. Okay. Which one was that? Oh, yeah, Live from Earth. Okay. Then Tropico. Yeah. Ugh. 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 The whole album was ugh. Outside of We Belong was ugh. The Ooh Ooh song. I think it would have been fun to play that one, but the rest of the album was ugh. Yeah. So I don't recommend you get Tropico at all. All right, where was I here? Getting Nervous, In Concert, Live from Earth, Tropico. Next one is Seven the Hard Way. I heard an interview long time ago when Neil Giraldo says that he can't stand this album. He says it was in a real dark place when he wrote the album, one of those kind of things. Sex as a Weapon. That's why I was surprised that they actually did that one. And Invincible, the theme from Legend of Billie Jean, what I said, was in there. The rest of the album was La Belle Age was one that they released. I didn't care for it too much, but so Tropico and Seven the Hard Way. Don't recommend those two albums at all. You can get We Live for Love. No, We Belong in other places. You don't have to get it from that album. Let's see here. What was next? What was next coming up here? Wide Awake in Dreamland. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about this one. And this was All Fired Up was Wide Awake in Dreamland. Yeah. Don't Walk Away was another great song from that album. Nothing else was released but other than All Fired Up. I think they tried to release Let's Stay Together, but it was just the wrong song to release. They shouldn't have. Don't Walk Away. Let's see, those three albums just didn't cut it for me. Yeah, it was just so. It didn't follow the Pat Benatar way. Oh no, it just took me back to the beginning. I don't like the way this is set up here. Wide Awake in Dreamland, True Love, the Pat Benatar True Love album. I am telling you what, if you like blues, this is it. Oh man, I didn't think I would love this album, but this is probably altogether, top to bottom, my favorite Pat Benatar album. Yeah, I said Precious Time got me through school. True Love was great. I wish they would have played a few songs from here. Bloodshot Eyes would have been great. Bloodshot Eyes and Papers. I Feel Lucky. True Love is good. The Good Life is good. Oh, a bonus track on CD only. It's called Please Come Home for Christmas. Oh my God. How this is not a huge Christmas hit is beyond me. Probably one of the best songs I have ever heard for Christmas time. Is it sad? Yeah, but it's fantastic. Oh, that's a great song. Oh man, Please Come Home for Christmas. I completely forgot about that one. Right here. And I think that's when I stopped buying Pat Benatar albums. Let's see here. Make sure True Love. Oh no, then Gravity's Rainbow. I got Gravity's Rainbow as well. That was the next one. That's one where everybody everybody lay down. Everybody lay down, lay down, lay down. Everybody lay down, lay down. In a song, Every Time I Fall Back is another one. Another good song off of that one. Crazy is all right. I didn't care for Sanctuary at all. But I know if you're not a Benatar fan, you would not know any of these songs. Believe me, you won't. Let's see here. After Gravity's Rainbow, which I loved the title, by the way. I love Gravity's Rainbow. I just absolutely love that album cover title. Then Heartbreaker, 16 classic performances, Live at the Electric Leyland. Inamorata. That's right. Inamorata. All right. River of Love. Yeah. Okay. Strawberry Wine. Okay. Um, Dirty Little Secrets. That's where it was from. Yeah. Okay. From the concert. Yeah. And okay. See, they didn't make impacts on me, so I don't remember I actually got those or not. Inamorata. Okay. That was after. Okay. All right. True Love, Gravity's Rainbow, Inamorata. And they had the concert classics. I didn't get that album. 815. Yeah. 81580. This was an album that she had. I think I got this one for Christmas. I didn't buy it. I got it for Christmas. Do I still have the CD somewhere? I'm sure. See, in this one, she played My Clone Sleeps Alone. And yeah. This was a concert she did in 1980s, early 80s. Yeah. And that goes there goes my Benatar. It's a True Love, Gravity's Rainbow, and Marata. And the album is called 81580. Then they have Greatest Hits in the studio, Best Shots, the Go. Yeah, I did not get the Go. And From the Front Row Live, didn't get that one. A Live from Central Park, I didn't know that was one from there. Let's see if there's what the other one's here. And then they released different ones, singles. Okay, then a bunch of singles after that. Yeah, so there you go. That's about Pat Benatar discography. If you're still with me, it's pretty good, huh? I can't do that with many albums or many groups, but that's about it. Possibly with some Huey Lewis. I am a big Kid Rock fan, but I have not purchased many of his records. I listened to him quite a bit on here, on the what's this thing called? The computer, on the YouTube, and do a lot of stuff there. Okay, so I wish the concert had different songs. I would have definitely picked different songs, but I'm not the one performing them. So there you go. I like a lot of her older stuff, as you can tell. I would have had a couple of songs from the True Love CD. I thought that was great. That Christmas song, oh man, I completely forgot that one. Please Come Home for Christmas. I don't know if it's how copyright issues would infringe if I did something here, if I played it here or not. But oh man, if I could even find that one, but it's great. So anyway, all right. So what was I gonna? Let me go back here because I have a whole bunch of other things I was going to talk about. No, but the concert itself was it? So we'll talk about cell phones, how to act with guests, a concert review, and a lot more. Come join us. All right. So, hey. So that was my concert review. So would I go see Pat Benatar again? I would. I need to thank. I'm not going to mention anybody's names because I don't know if they want their names being mentioned, but I did get the tickets. I didn't make a decision to go into the last minute just for the fact that I've seen her before in concert and I was disappointed because all she did was stand there and sing the last time I went to see her. And it was at the Deer Creek Music Center when I lived in Indianapolis. I was so excited to see the concert. And I got there and that's all she did. And I was so disappointed. So I didn't want to be disappointed again, but I wasn't. I think the Mill is a lot better venue than Deer Creek or whatever it's called nowadays. We still know it as Deer Creek. I thought the Mill was a lot better venue for that. One, it's a lot closer, and two, it's a lot easier to get into. Well, although Deer Creek, when Jimmy Buffett played there, I lived in Indy. I didn't go to the concert, but just going through the parking lot was wild. I did go see Buffett in. I won a contest. I went up to LA to watch it. That was fun. It's a whole different story though. But yeah, if you get a chance to see your favorite person, it doesn't matter what your cost is. And I got tickets at a discounted price, put it that way, because they weren't going to use the tickets, and they said you can have them for this amount. So I took them, and I got 2 tickets, but I only went by myself, and so I had an extra ticket. Unfortunately, cheers, by the way. All right. Should I get into that tonight? Nah, I won't get into that. I was going to talk about cell phones and how you should act at somebody else's house, or if somebody invites you to your house, how they should act. I'm not going to get into it tonight. I'll do this another time. And there's a reason for it, and I'm not going to get into much of it like that. But so what else you want to talk about? Yeah, I don't want to get controversial tonight. It's just not in my, not in my DNA to do it tonight. It's been a long couple of days, long couple of weeks, and I just want to get into it tonight. And just put me in a pissy mood, and I don't want to be in a pissy mood. I did tell you guys that. I will say this, and I doubt if she's watching tonight. But I told you guys last week that I am in a Facebook group called Do the Thing Singles, and it's a Do the Thing challenge. And Do the Thing is the name of a podcast that somebody has. Her podcast is called Do the Thing, and she puts out different challenges. And this is how I found out about her. She did a podcast challenge. This is how right when Popcorn and Whiskey got launched as a podcast, and I really haven't kept up with it much. I'll be honest with you, which will be changing soon. And so they had a Do the Thing dating dare challenge, and this is for single folks, and it's not a hookup type thing, and it was almost a taboo to try to hook up, if you will, with other folks in the challenge. It was more for folks who didn't know how to get out there anymore. Maybe they used to be in dating world and they were relationships, no longer relationships, or what have you. Anybody out there that has an issue getting themselves back out there. Oh, which brings up another thing I'll talk about in a second. And through this, people are posting, and every day, the director Lauren, Stacy Lauren, gives you a different dare to do every day on daily basis. And I went through this last week. Let me see if I can remember how some of these worked. For instance, let me go back to one of the first ones here. And it wasn't all relationship based. All right, here, let me see. Let's see here as we're going through. They're number 6. All right, I'm not going to go back. But anyway, she did different dares all the time. And people posted how they did it and what they do during the dare, whether they record it, whether they post a picture or something like that. And there's a young lady who is in the group as well. Again, this is not a hookup group, so don't think it is. That's not the whole. That's not what this is at all. And I'm not going to mention any names, but she posted a picture a couple of days ago of something she was doing. I think it was a concert, but I'm not for certain. And the picture was breathtaking. And I'm not talking as a single horn dog type guy, even though it was very, very, very attractive. I'm talking more of an artistic picture, if you will, and it was fantastic. The picture was beautiful. And I sent her a message. I basically said, not a private message, but I commented on the picture. I said, "Loved this picture," which I did. It's a great picture. And she responded back, "No, thank you," blah blah blah. And I said, "If you were any closer, we go to a concert together. Strictly as nothing funny or funny business going on." And she said she loved it, but she lives in California somewhere. And if you didn't know, I live in Indiana. Not the most geographical places to start any kind of friendship / relationship / any kind of ship. Geographical. It ain't the best to do. So, but anyway, we became Facebook friends now. So if she's listening or watching, I'm not even going to mention her name because that's not fair to anybody, but fantastic picture, man. You know which picture I'm talking about. I love that picture. Absolutely. Okay, excuse me. All right, so through this challenge, I'm still flabbergasted by this. I guess this is a thing. People are talking something called a pear ring, PEAR ring, and I guess single people wear them, and I don't know which finger they go on. I have no idea, and it's supposed to be to signify that your signal Signify that you're single so other folks will know it. I hope you're looking at it the same way I am. Like, huh? If you're not wearing a ring, chances are you're single, right? But if you wear the ring to show people you're single, that is better. And I got to be missing something because I can't imagine any of my single guy friends, especially, wearing this thing. I don't think so. I mean, I know a lot of married guys who don't wear their ring because it's not conducive to where they work. So I don't get it. And I posted that on there. I don't get it. And I think I'm the only guy that was posted in this group that's about that. And all the girls saying, "Oh, this is fantastic. This is great. This is great." Blah blah blah. You know, if I was on the prowl, you got it, and I'd get one of these rings just to have it there handy in case I see some other chick wearing this ring. And guess what? Hey, you know what? We're both looking. Let's go for it. One of those kind of things. It make pickup so much easier. I guarantee that. But I'm also not going to be walking around wearing it. So I guess that would be for the younger guys, the younger pickup scene. Getting older here and not so much into it anymore. That's why I do popcorn and whiskey on a Saturday night. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. A little Elton John there, which Kid Rock remade that song with Nickelback, and it's great. Love his version of it as well. I do that. I knock it out of the park with King karaoke with that song. Absolutely, I do. Okay, so talking about the ring. What else is going to talk about? Talked about the NASCAR. Talked about the concert. Went through the discography. I'm not going to talk about the other two things I was going to because once again, I don't want to put myself in a bad mood, or not a bad mood, a pissy mood. Don't want to do that. And holy crap, I've been going for 45 minutes. Isn't that something? And a few of you folks are still hanging with me. I appreciate that. And if you can, do me a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, follow me on YouTube over there. And if you're not, go over to YouTube and type Popcorn and Whiskey and follow it. There will be some changes coming to that channel soon in a major way. And I talked about this a few weeks ago, how I want to morph this. The live stream is going to stay the same. I don't know if I'm going to always keep it on a Saturday night because, you know, if I start wearing that ring out, you don't even know what's going on with that. So I might do that. And I kind of kills any kind of social stuff going on. But then again, where I live, not much going on. Oh, which reminds me, next Saturday, a week from tonight, I don't know if I'll be on or not. We have the Little Italy Festival going on in my hometown, and I'll be working all day long at for the Lions Club, which I'm a member of. We do a huge chicken and spaghetti. We carry out dinner for 2 days, and I am the cook for the spaghetti. So we're cooking 200 to 300 pounds of spaghetti. I shouldn't say we, I said me. I will be cooking that. And then in the evening shift at the main stage area of the festival, I will be the MC. That's right. Yeah, I got the MC going on here. That's right. So I'll be doing that. And it depends on how tired I am, how beat I am, if I'm actually going to come on live and do anything. And if I could swing it, maybe I can go live from the stage area. Wouldn't that be cool? Huh. So might do that. Anyway, so that's what's going on next week. I may go live during the week sometime here as well. But like I said, there's some changes going to be happening with Popcorn and Whiskey, just for the fact I'm digging the title, even though it doesn't say much. But as I'm going through, it doesn't say much. It doesn't say what I want the channel to be. But as I'm going through a lot of other channels on Facebook doing what I want to do or how I want to present it in a roundabout way, because no channel is going to match exactly what I want. I saw Terry James, and he was very, very close. And I would like to, I got to reach out to him and have him come on as a guest. That would be cool. Oh my word. I would be in awe for this one. But I like how he's doing things. And as I'm going through a lot of the the channels on YouTube, I'm noticing that the titles don't really reflect what they do. Like the Terry James show. Okay, what is that? I can do the Andrew Paletto show, like I talked about a few weeks ago. But I might as well stick with popcorn and whiskey for the time being. Why? Because I can still do the live streams, and if I want to, while I'm talking to somebody, we can have a couple of whiskey, some popcorn going on there. Okay, so that's what's going on. All right, so I think for the time being, I'm gonna call it a night. Call it being done. I know I got the late start tonight, but I was watching the race, which was good, by the way. NASCAR's putting on a pretty good show. And we'll get into some of the rules and what's happening over there outside of Bubba. It just pissed me off again, so I don't want to do that. Okay. What else is I going to talk about? I think we're going to call it a night. Appreciate everybody being here. And you can watch this again, watch the replays, do all the stuff. If you want to know anything about the Pat Benatar discography and which ones I have and which songs I like, listen to it again or just send me a message. I'll tell you some of the songs I like. And if you know Pat or Neil, please forward them this. They might not appreciate what I have to say about everything, but at least she knows what songs that I want to hear. So next time she wants to put a concert, think of me and put it on there. Why not? I'm a fan, right? Okay. I bought all those albums. I bought all those CDs. Okay. There you go. All right, folks. I will stop it here. Thank you for being here. I'm Andrew. I'm the face who runs the place here at Popcorn and Whiskey. I didn't say that to begin with. I'm the face who runs the place. I will stop it here. So until next time, this is me. Ciao.